Thank God for all the viruses that God has created since the beginning of life on Earth. The facts about viruses. Viruses are everywhere in our environment. They're on our food, they're on plants, they're on animals. They're in the salt water, they're in the fresh water. Zillions of them, countless numbers of viruses everywhere, the clouds of them. There are vast varieties of them with different appendages. They all contain genetic material, which is DNA, RNA, and enzymes that are encased in a protein coat with appendages. Some viruses contain genetic material for humans, some for tigers, some for lions, some for bacteria, some for funguses, etc. These viruses infect all plants, all animals, fungus, and bacteria with no ill effects. Rarely do they cause illnesses in the organisms they enter. This has been going on since the beginning of life on Earth. Viruses add beneficial genes to all organisms all the time. This is the purpose of the virus. When a virus goes viral in an organism, it adds new genetic information to all the cells, and the new information is passed to the next generation. This process of adding new DNA, RNA, and new gene codes is the beneficial purpose of the virus. The virus contains specific genetic information with a special link, a special appendage that links to a specific cell of a specific organism. They all are designed individually for each organism. To make a computer science analogy, consider your DNA your computer program. A virus comes along and is a program update. It links with the cell, has a special link for your specific cell. It makes that cell reproduce that virus, and then it sends this new DNA to each and every cell. Once you have the cell, you have no need to get it, so it will build an immunity from catching the virus again. Now, throughout your life, you catch a series of different flus and colds that add new genetic information to your existing gene code. These traits will be passed on to the next generation, which they in turn will get another series of flus and colds, which they will pass to the next generation. This process of adding new genes to the existing genes clearly explains the evolutionary change of organisms over time. It also explains why there's all this biodiversity. The viruses are genetic building blocks of all organisms. They are the most essential, most abundant, and tiniest particles of all life on Earth. The viruses explain how different species are related to each other. For example, let's take the ancient horse, the Eohippus, the small horse. It will catch a series of viruses in its lifetime and pass them on to the next generation. The next generation will get a series of viruses and pass it on to the next generation, changing this horse a little at a time. This will go on and on over generations until this little Eohippus turns into a Clydesdale. Another Eohippus in ancient times will catch a different series of viruses, and it will become a Mustang. Another Eohippus will have another series of viruses and pass to the next generation and the next until it becomes a Shetland pony. So this explains why all organisms on the evolutionary tree are related to each other. And viruses adding new gene codes to organisms is going on now and has been going on since the absolute beginning of life on Earth. The purpose of this process explains why there are so many varieties of birds, frogs, fish. They all have all birds are related to each other. They all have DNA that codes for eyes, beaks, wings, talons, but they all have different sets of viruses that code for their different colors, sizes, and shapes. The viruses are convincing evidence that life on Earth is created by intelligent design, because each virus is a complex packet of DNA with a special link to a special organism. They are not created by accident or mutation. Each virus has a unique gene code designed for a specific cell, a specific species. The viruses change over the years. There have been 19 COVID viruses identified over recent years. All contain different gene codes while having the same shape and appendages. They are designed to infect only human respiratory cells. Healthy people catch this virus with mild or no symptoms. All who contract the virus receive a beneficial new gene code that will be passed to the next generation. In a few years, COVID-20 will appear on Earth with a new gene code inside it and add new DNA to the human species. And a few years after that, COVID-21, and so on. The purpose and beauty of virus is best displayed in the plant life of prehistoric Earth. Long ago, there were simple plants like mosses, ferns, and algae. They caught a different series of viruses, and over time, and then they caught more series of viruses till they become the flowering plants that we have today. Viruses are essential, beneficial, safe entities that incrementally improve and intentionally improve all organisms on Earth. In extremely rare cases, the wrong virus will affect the wrong organism, like the swine flu of 1919, where a virus intended for a hog got into humans and replicated in humans and killed humans, healthy people, quickly. It was the wrong virus for the wrong organism. COVID-19 is the right virus for the right organism. Most people get it and build an immunity to it with little or no symptoms. The fact that it infects the respiratory system of humans gives it a lot of attention. Environmental air pollution makes it seem more severe in heavily populated cities. This virus did not originate in China. It, like all viruses, is present in countless numbers in our environment. You catch it directly from the environment and very rarely from person to person. Every year there are new flu viruses that people catch directly from the environment. They do not originate in one place and then spread throughout the world. Every flu, cold, or coronavirus people catch is designed to be beneficial to the next generation. Viruses are the small, incremental changes that improve all organisms since the beginning, all the time, since the beginning of life on Earth. These are the undisputed facts about the viruses. Viruses are super tiny, extremely complex, and the most abundant and variable organic entities on Earth. They carry genetic codes that are considered words in your genetic program. They say to your body, make this protein, make eyes blue, make hair brown, etc. For those who believe the Holy Scriptures, God tells you He is the creator of all virus since the beginning of life on Earth. In the beginning was the Word, the virus, and the Word was God, the virus, and the Word was God. God created man from the dust of the earth. Could this dust be the tiny viruses that has been linked together to make the gene code of modern humans? Do not fear the virus. Thank God for all the viruses from the beginning.